Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Iza Safina Suryadi Putri. Today I am going to present about discourse and culture. What is discourse analysis? Discourse analysis is crucial because it examines the structure and content of spoken and written language, going beyond just the sequential structure of conversation. It highlights the importance of language in three key functions. The first one is interpersonal function. Language is used to interact with others in social situation. The second one is textual function. Language is used to create well-formed and appropriate text. And the last one is ideational function. Language is used to represent thought and experience in a coherent way. And understanding discourse structure and pragmatics. The study of discourse is crucial in understanding how well-formed texts are created with a focus on cohesion, textual organization, and storytelling techniques. However, the pragmatic perspective takes it a step further by analyzing the unspoken and unwritten aspect of discourse, such as background knowledge, beliefs, and expectation. This approach helps uncover an speaker's or writer's intention, providing a deeper understanding of the communication process. And what is coherence? Coherence is the assumption that what is said or written will make sense based on our normal experience or things. And coherence is tied to the familiar and the expected in our local environment. For the example, notice interpretation to notice with identical structure but different interpretation. 1A, plant sale. Someone is selling plants. And 1B, a garage sale. Someone is selling household items from their garage, not the garage itself. Interpretation of 1B requires familiarity with suburban life. For another example, A. I was in Scotland then. B. I will see you then. For the analysis, in this conversation, coherence is achieved through the use of temporal deixis. Specifically, the word then, the speaker A uses then to refer to a specific point in time in the past, and the listener B uses the same word to refer to the same point in time. This creates a sense of continuity and coherence in the conversation. In pragmatics, coherence refers to the way speakers and listeners work together to create meaning in a conversation. It involves the use of linguistic forms such as deixis, reference, and inference to create a shared understanding of the context and the intended meaning. In the example, the use of then by both speakers create a sense of coherence because it establishes a shared reference point in the time. This allows the speakers to build on each other's utterance and create a meaningful conversation. And background knowledge. Background knowledge in pragmatics refers to the shared knowledge and assumption that speakers and listeners bring to a conversation. It is the knowledge that is not explicitly stated in the conversation but is necessary to understand the intended meaning. Our interpretation of the unwritten and unsaid are based on pre-existing knowledge structure, such as schemas of or frames the structure function like familiar patterns from previous experiences. Helping us interpret new experiences, frames shared by everyone within a social group are prototypic, prototypical version of assumed components such as kitchen, bedroom, and bedroom. For the example, in the sentence, I was in Scotland then, the background knowledge of the listener is necessary to understand the intended meaning. Then, the listener needs to know the context in which the sentence was uttered to infer the intended time period. In another example, I will see you then. The background knowledge of the listener is necessary to understand the intended time and place of meaning. Okay, and the next is cultural schemate. Cultural schemate are discussed as a key concept in understanding how language is used in social contexts. Hill defines cultural schemates as a background knowledge structure that are culturally determined and influence how people process and interpret linguistic input. Cultural schemate can include script mental templates for routine events such as going to a restaurant or attending a wedding. And the second one is frames, mental structure that organize knowledge and expectation about the particular topic or situation. And the last one is chemis, mental patterns that influence how people categorize and interpret information. And the next is cultural pragmatics. Cross-cultural pragmatics is a subfield of pragmatics that focus on the study of how language is used in different culture to communicate effectively. It examines how cultural background and values influence the way people communicate and how this, in turn, affect the interpretation of meaning. And the last is conclusion. In conclusion, discourse analysis is a broad field that examines the structure and function of language in social context. It involves not only the study of language as a means of social interaction, but also as a way of creating well-formed and appropriate texts that represent thought and experience in a coherent way. Thank you for your attention. I'm sorry if there's a lot of mistake in my presentation. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.